For those who are not attending today, they would be able to watch this video on Schoology, okay? If sometimes you miss the class, you can always go to Schoology and watch these videos, even if you miss them. Okay, here we go. I'm watching you, so I have to repeat after me. Even though I cannot hear you, I can see your mouth. When your mouth moves, I know that you are repeating after me. The name of the book is Fire Dog. Repeat. Very good. I can see you're repeating after me. Great. When your mouth moves, I know that you're reading. When your mouth is not moving, you're not reading. Fire Dog is the book that we're reading today. See, it's a little bit longer than last time. We'll read one sentence at a time. I'll read and you repeat. Something funny is going on at the fire station. Your turn. Good. One day, the alarm bell rings. You. The firefighters go out in the truck. There is no time to make the beds. Let's see. Let's look at the picture. Here's the alarm bell. The alarm bell is ringing. Everybody's going. The firefighters are going to put out the fire. Only, who is this? It's a dog, a Dalmatian with spots. Only the dog is left in the fire station. Let's read the next page. I'll read and you repeat. When the firefighters come back, the beds are made. Repeat, okay? Who is not repeating? Dulnit, your mouth is not moving. It means you're not repeating. Please repeat, okay? I'm watching you. The firefighters don't know who made the beds. Your turn. Let's see what happened. Here, the beds are not made because they had to go quickly and put out the fire. Now they come back and wow, look at the beds. They're very, very nicely made. Who made the beds? Who? 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 We'll find out later. Let's go to the next page. I'll read and you repeat one sentence at a time. The next day, the alarm bell rings again. Your turn. Very good. The firefighters go out in the truck. There is no time to put away the hoses. Very good. You can read very well, but don't read too loudly or your mothers and fathers will have a heart attack. Okay? Read nicely. What happened this time? They're going again because the alarm is ringing. They have to go and put out the fire. This time they leave hoses in a mess. They're not nicely put away. They're lying on the ground in a mess. Let's see what happens when they come back. The next page. I'll read, you repeat. When the firefighters come back, the hoses are put away. Your turn. Very good. You can read very well. The firefighters don't know who put away the hoses. Good. Let's look at the picture. They come back. What happened to the hoses? Wow, the hoses are very, very nicely put away. They are in a kind of in a circular pyramid, pyramidic way, right? Looks like a pyramid, 3 pyramids. Some kind of a ghost lives at the fire station who cleans everything. Let's read the next page. Each time the firefighters go out, a job gets done. Your turn. Good. The firefighters don't know who is doing the jobs. Let's look at the picture. They come back. Look at their boots. The boots are nicely put away. Who is doing the job? They don't know. I think you know, right? I think you have some ideas, some guesses. The next sentence. One day, the firefighters go out. When they come back, they see who has been doing the jobs. Your turn. Blaze, the fire dog, is cleaning the fire pole. The dog's name is Blaze. And what is he doing? He's cleaning the fire pole. And everybody notices him. Everybody sees him. He's been cleaning everything while they are gone, putting out the fires. Let's see what happens now. The fire chief thanks Blaze for doing the jobs. Your turn. Very good. Then he gives her a fire hat. The fire chief gives the dog. Blaze is a girl, apparently. She's a she dog. She's a dog who is a female. That's why here we use the pronoun her. He gives her a fire hat. A hat for a dog? What is it going to look like? We'll see in a second. Let's finish. From now on, the chief says, we want you to come with us. Your turn. Very good. You can read well. Where is the hat? This is the hat. Kind of smaller than a person's hat. It's a special hat for the fire dog. He is the fire chief. It says here at the bottom, fire chief. The last page. Then the alarm rings. Repeat. Very good. The firefighters tell Blaze to get in the truck. She obeys them and is buckled in for safety. Good. Obeys means she listens to them, she follows their command, and she's buckled. Buckled is when you are inside a car, there's a special belt, safety belt. When you put the belt on, we say you are buckled. They buckle the dog for safety. There goes the fire truck. There go the firefighters. There goes the fire dog. Blaze, the fire dog. Cute, isn't she? Oh, one more page. Now, the firefighters take their buddy out on every call. Your turn. Buddy means a friend. Who is their buddy? Blaze, the fire dog, is their buddy. They take her with them whenever they go out to put out the fires. And everyone does the jobs when they get back. Your turn. Are you reading? I'm watching you. I can see you if you're not reading. So read, okay? Great. This is the last page. There they go, all together to put out the fires. Now I'm going to ask one of you for a volunteer to read one page at a time, okay? Who's going to read the first page for us? Fire dog will skip the front page. If you want to read, raise your hand, okay? If you raise your hand, then let's see. Kenzo raised his hand first. I'm going to ask him to read this page for us. I'll unmute you. You cannot unmute yourself. Now you can.
Something funny is going on at the fire station. One day, the alarm bell rings. The firefighters go out in the truck. There is no time to make the beds.
Very good. Thank you for reading, Kenzo. Let's go to the next page. Next, who raised their hands? It should be your name. If your name is M2007J20CG, how would I know who you are? Cianco Bartholomeus. Is that Caitlin? Yes? Or your name is Cianco, it says. Are you Cianco? No? I'll unmute you. Caitlin, read this page for us, okay?
When the firefighters come back, the beds are made. The firefighters don't know who made the beds.
Very good. Thank you. Let's go to the next page. Let's see who will read this page for us. Tisandi, can you, wait, I'll unmute you. Okay. Read this page for us. Tisandi? We cannot hear you. Unmute yourself first. If you unmute yourself, then we can hear you. Okay, from the beginning.
The next day, the alarm bell rings again. The firefighters go out in the truck. There is no time to put away the horses.
Very good. Next page. Nadia raised her hand. Nadia, unmute yourself and read.
When the firefighters come back, the horses are put away. The firefighters don't know who put away the horses.
Very good. You can read very well. Next. Nishia, please read this page for us. Your hand is up. I can see that.
Each time the firefighters go out, a job gets done. The firefighters don't know who is doing the jobs.
Very good. Thank you. You can read very well. I think these books are very easy for many of you, right? Rayendra, your hand is up. I can see that. Can you read this page for us? Let's try.
When the firefighters go out and they come back, they see who has been doing the jobs. Blaze. The fire is in the fire.
Nice voice you have, a robotic voice. Thank you, Rayendra the robot. Let's go to the next page. This one, Tenuli. Can you read it for us, Tenuli? Okay.
The fire
Chief.
Thanks.
That's chief.
Chief thanks
Yes.
Blaze for doing the jobs. Then the gives here a fire that from now on the chief says, "We want you to come with us."
Okay, very good. That's a chief, not a chef. Chef is the person who cooks food for us. Chef. This person is a chief. He's like a director. He's like a boss there. Next, Ishini's hand is up. Ishini. Ishini, unmute yourself first. I cannot hear you. We cannot hear you. Unmute yourself and read it first. You're still muted. Cannot hear you. We cannot hear you, Ishini. Okay, now we can hear. Start.
Then the arms rings. The firefighters tell Blaze to get in the truck. She obeys them and is buckled in for safely.
Safety. Tea at the end. Very good. Like have a tea. Would you like to have some tea? Next, the last page. Let's see whose hand is up. Lisandu, can you read this page for us?
Now the firefighters take their buddy out on every call. And everyone does the jobs when they get back.
All right, thank you. This is the end of the book. Great. I hope you liked it. Let's read one more. We have about 20 minutes left. I think we can. We have enough time to read it. Hopefully. Let's try. I'll open it for you. Here it is. This one is about a library. Do you like libraries? I'm sure you do like libraries, yes. Right? Yes, I can see your hands moving. I'll mute all again, okay? No. Sorry, I'll mute you. So if everybody speaks at the same time, we cannot understand anything. It's gonna be too noisy. Let me share the screen with you. It's about library, our library. Our library at school right now. Well, it's at school, it's empty, no children there. Hopefully we can open the school soon and have a library for everybody to go in and to read books. Do you like reading books? Of course you do. You like reading books very much. I like reading books too. Reading books is very important. It improves your English. Our library. Do you want to read with me or do you want to read alone? There's a little bit more to read. Alone, I can see, oh, I see. You think you can read good, well, all right, okay. Let me read quickly without you repeating after me from the beginning to the end. It's gonna take about 3 minutes and then, okay, and then I'll ask you to read. Listen carefully, follow me. It was Saturday morning. A group of children stood outside the library. They were waiting for the library to open. Max was staring at his watch. Eva was tapping her foot. The children couldn't wait to get inside. They want to go inside the library to read some books. Mrs. Davis was walking by. She stopped when she saw the children. "Why are you all waiting outside the library?" Mrs. Davis asked. Max said, "The library is opening a new children's room today." Oh, they have new children's books, children's room to read books. Great. This is Mrs. Davis. Linda said, "We love to read. We want to check out the new books." Mrs. Davis chuckled. Chuckled means kind of a laugh. "I'm glad to see how many readers we have in town." She went on her way. Let's go to the next page. At 10 o'clock, the library doors opened. The children rushed in. They went right to the children's room. But they were disappointed by what they saw. Only a few books sat on the shelves. They were disappointed. Why? There are only very few books. See, the shelves are not filled with books. Only very few books there are. Mr. Moore, the librarian, came in. He saw that the children were disappointed The library budget is small. Budget is how much money they have in the library. The budget is small means they do not have enough money. These were all the books we could buy this year. You can take turns checking them out, said Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore left the children's room. Linda said, I have a big shelf full of books at home. I could bring them to the children's room. Then everyone would have a chance to read them. That's what Linda is saying. This must be Linda. Eva said, I could bring my books from home too. I have lots of books. Soon all the children were joining in the plan. They all liked to read. They all had many books. Yes, they have a good plan. Let's see what's going to happen next. The children went home. They packed up their books in boxes and bags. That afternoon, they went back to the library with their books. Mr. Moore looked surprised to see all the books. The children explained their plan. What a great idea, Mr. Moore said. He liked the idea. See, the children came with all of their books. They brought them from home. Mr. Moore and the children put the books on the library shelves. Before long, the children's room was full of books. Thank you, children. I can see that you really love books, said Mr. Moore. We love the library even more, said Max. Nice. Now the library looks beautiful with lots of books for children to read. Great. Can I ask you to read now, one by one? Raise your hand if you would like to read, especially those who haven't read anything yet. We'll start with the first page. Let's see. Lots of hands are raised. Sadev Anuhas. Read this page for us, please.
It was Saturday morning. A group of children stood outside the library. They were waiting for the library to open. Max was standing at his watch, staring at his watch.
Yes.
Eva was
Eva.
tapping
Yes, it's
foot.
Eva.
Her foot.
Okay.
The children couldn't wait to get inside.
Great. Thank you, Sadev. Let's go to the next page. Who's going to read this one for us? Whose hand is up? Let's see. Whose hand is up? Somebody who hasn't read yet? Hansana. Hansana hasn't read for us yet. Okay.
Mr. Davis was
Mrs.
walking
Davis. Not Mr., but Mrs. Yes.
Mrs. Davis was walking by. She stopped when she saw the children. Why are you all waiting outside the library? Mrs. Davis asked. Max said the library is open a new children's room today.
Okay, thank you, very good. Thank you very much for reading. You did a good job reading. Next, who doesn't want to read? Dulnit, you do not want to read? Do you want to read for us? Dulnit, let's read this page. Unmute yourself. Okay.
Linda said we love to read. We want to check out the new books. Mrs. Davis chuckled. I'm glad to see how many readers we have in town. She went on her way.
Good job. Samalmi, next page.
At 10 o'clock, the library doors opened. The children rushed in. They went right to the children's room. But they were disappointed by what they saw. Only a few books sat on the shelves.
Thank you. Chanut, next page. Unmute. Okay.
Mrs. Moore,
Mr. Moore,
Mr. Moore, the library came.
librarian, librarian,
Came in. He saw that the children were disappointed. The library
budget,
budget is small. Though these were all the books
we could,
we could buy this way. This
this
year.
year.
You can take turn checking them out, said Mr. Moore.
Very good. Budget, were, this word is were. Let's go to the next page. Next, Watsuka. Watsuka, can you read it? Thank you. Let's read this page.
Yes, sir. Mr. Moore left the children's room.
Linda,
Linda said, I have a big
shelf,
shelf
full
of books at home.
I could bring
them to the children's room. Then
everyone
would have a
chance.
to read them.
That's right. Shashika, next page. Shashika, can you read it for us? Okay. Eva said,
I could bring my books from home to I have lots of books. Soon all the children will
joining
joining the plan.
Yes.
They are all like to read. They all had many books.
Good job. Let's go to the next page. Let's see who didn't read yet. Charundi. Charundi Nihan-san. We cannot hear you, Charundi. Your mic must not be working. Cannot hear anything. You cannot hear. Let's ask Yashila then. Charundi, check your microphone, okay? Try again next time. Yashila. Unmute yourself first. Okay.
The children went home. They picked up their books in boxes and bags. That after morning, they went back to the library with their books. Miss Moni looked
Mr. Moore.
Mr. Fair
Moore.
looked
Mr. Moore looked surprised.
the fair first to see all the books. Then children explained their plan. What a great idea, Miss Mori said.
Yeah, Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore, difficult name, right?
Mr. Moore.
You don't see it very
Explain.
often. This word is explained. This word is surprised. This word is packed. Okay, let's go to the next page. Who hasn't read for Atara hasn't read for us yet. Atara, please. Unmute. Okay.
And the children put the books on the library shelf. Before long, the children's room was full of books. Thank you, children. I can see that you really love books, said Mr. Moore. We love the library even more, said Max.
Good job. A little bit quiet, but okay, you read well. This is the end of the book. Okay, I guess some of you are a little bit bored today, aren't you? You look bored. You feel sleepy? Yes, Jeanette looks very sleepy. Who else looks sleepy? Shadaki looks really tired from reading. But reading is important. Read more books, okay? The more you read, the better you will get. Look at Adisha. Adisha has some books to show us. I think they were Diary of a Wimpy Kid. He was holding them in his hands earlier. Let's ask him to tell us about those books. We have less than a minute left, so quickly, Adisha, 10 seconds only.
All right. Now I have two of these books. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rhodes, and the ebook version of the original book. That's an ebook. And this one, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Ugly Truth. Each of them is about at least 217 pages long.
Have you read them all?
Yes.
Okay, wow, that's very
That
good.
makes 2 times 217 pages added to our reading campaign. And I have this technology book, which is all about technology.
I think Kenzo has a book. Kenzo, do you want to show us your book too? Let's ask Kenzo to unmute himself and see if he has some books to show us. Again, we only have 5 seconds left before the meeting is over. If the meeting is over,
My book is about Fairy's Dot story.
I see.